What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I have a very short and simple tutorial for you all. Now this tutorial was requested about a month ago by one of my supporters. I'm so sorry that it took me this long to make this video, but it's okay because I got you. It's here now and I hope that you enjoy it. So look, I'm basically going to be showing you guys how I do my color correction, how I make my clips look all bright and colorful as you guys are used to. So hopefully you guys are able to take some inspiration away from this video or some motivation or something that will help you out in your edits. That's what this tutorial is for. So without further ado, we're going to get into it. Please leave a like and subscribe if you do enjoy this video. We're nearing 1,000 subscribers and I can't be more thankful. So without further ado, we're about to jump into the tutorial right now. My plan for this video is to get 3 clips and line them up here on the screen and do different color corrections for each of the clips, and I'll explain it along the way. So let me do that real quick and we'll get into it. Okay, so now that I have my clips, I'll be able to show you guys the different processes that I use to come up with the color correction that I do for most of my edits. It varies depending on the clips that I'm using. Some cartoons or movies or anything that I'm editing are more colorful than others. It just depends on the type of lighting and colors that are already in the clip itself. I'm just tampering with it. You gotta remember that. Keep that in mind as I'm going through this, okay? I'm just tampering with the colors that are already on the clip, alright? So when you're trying to apply this to your edit or whatever it is that you're editing, maybe you might want to critique it a little bit, or you might want to go about it a different way, because this just works for how I do my thing with the clips that I use. So just take this tutorial with a grain of salt and add your own unique spice to it whenever you decide to apply some of these things to your edits, okay? That's what this is for. So we're gonna start with Gumball over here, okay? This is what I do for all of my clips. No matter what I'm editing, no matter how much color correction I'm adding on a clip, I always add Vibrance on every single clip, damn near. It's just a necessity for me, I think. I always add it, so it just brings out the colors that are already in the clip more. It exaggerates the colors, which is exactly what I'm looking for, because in my edits, I don't know why, but people just like to watch stuff that'll damn near give them a seizure. And this little plugin right here, this little effect right here allows me to do that. And I can also affect, I never really touch the saturation. You might be able to tell sometimes in my edits, but normally I don't touch this, because as good as saturation is, I'll turn it up for, you know, demonstration. As good as it is, and as much color as it brings out, sometimes it's way too much for the edit itself, because when I'm mixing these type of color corrections in with fast transitions and stuff, it gets a lot. There's a lot going on, and people like to watch that stuff, but it's hard for me to edit sometimes because I can't really keep up. It's just too much going on. But for demonstration purposes, you can tell here that with Vibrance and saturation turned all the way up, this is the clip with it on, and this is the clip with it off. You can see how gray and like washed it looks without this type of color correction going on. In this case, for Gumball here, the Vibrance and saturation all the way to 100 looks really good. Normally, I'll turn up the Vibrance to 100 and leave the saturation at 0. Sometimes I'll put the saturation to like 15 or something. I'm just feeling out the clip and the edit itself. But for this demonstration, we're going to turn the saturation not all the way negative. We're going to turn it down, keep it at 0. You can take it to negative, and that's how you get black and white stuff for y'all that didn't know. And there's also a black and white option over here in the effects and presets box. You can just type in black and white and you'll come up with this. Here you can just drag it onto your clip and it'll become black and white. So there's 2 different ways to go about black and white color correction. I never used that, obviously, because why would I ever want to do that? But just in case you guys didn't know, that's how you can do it. But look, I always add Vibrance to every single one of my clips, man. When I'm editing, it just brings out the color and makes it look better. So I just copy and pasted the Vibrance onto all of the clips, so you can tell. You can literally see the difference in the clips when I take it on and off, alright? So after I add the Vibrance, once I'm done adding Vibrance to whatever clip I'm working on, I usually go for a glow effect. Now, you do have to have Sapphire, the plugin. If you don't have that, just go find a YouTube video on how to install it into your After Effects, and then come back to this video and you'll be able to use it. But there are also other glow effects that aren't plugins, but I also use Universe and all that stuff. So if you don't have these plugins, it's fine. You can easily get it done with the normal stuff that already comes with After Effects. After Effects is good, you know, it comes with a lot of very good effects and stuff that you can can use and edit and make your video look a lot better. But this is just the normal glow. I don't use this glow personally. Like I said, I use my plugins, but I'm just, you know, playing around with this, is demonstrating that you can also use this type of glow to get the same effect. So this is just a normal glow here, and there's a lot of customization within this one as well, which is really good. But I mean, if I were to use this glow, I'd probably just leave it like this, man, and add it to my clips depending on the clip itself. I mean, it looks a little weird with Finn here in the middle, but it's just a matter of editing. You can do so much different things and tamper with the glow strength and effect and everything, and how it's going. It's really, really cool. So I think adding glow really brings the edit to life, not in the way that rays does, which I will get to that in a minute. But when you add glow to an edit, it just projects the light so much better, and it makes it look really good. But I'll show you guys what I use and how I go about doing my color correction. So for me, I go right down here to S Glow and I drag it over here to the clip. This is gonna look so familiar to you guys. All right, the first thing I do is I turn the brightness down because it's already busting. For coming in, when you just put on the preset to the clip, it's a lot of glow that it has. The two things that I edit the most are the brightness and the glow width. Those are the two most important things that I edit, because that's basically the gist of Sapphire's glow plugin. I mean, you can mess with all the other stuff, but I feel like it's not necessary, at least for me when I'm doing my edits. But like I said, it just depends on you as an editor and what it is that you're editing. So I'll just go over here and tamper with these settings like this until I find a good happy medium. I don't use glow, like the S Glow, as much as I used to. Okay, I used to use this for damn near all of my edits, but once I started using the rays effects, it kind of made the situation a little bit better. So that's what I do. But this is just the regular glow that I use. You know, it adds a little bit more light, it brings it up a little bit more. You can see it over here on SpongeBob. It's a little bit darker, all right. Even with the white background, it still looks a little bit dark, but once you add the glow, it brightens up the whole clip. And this can also be done with exposure. Okay, for example, if you go over here and you type in exposure is just, you know, adding light. So if you tamper with the exposure settings, it'll do the same thing. It just will look a little bit more washed, and it won't look as alive when you add the glow. You see, it just looks white. This just kind of looks like it's whitewashed a little bit, but when you add the glow, it brings out the colors with the light. I think that's the biggest thing about adding these glow effects. It brings out the color itself with the light. It doesn't just bring out the white light, which is what exposure does. And in most cases, that might be a good thing. It just depends, okay? Now, I just started using the edge rays, and the person who requested this saw this edge rays in the video and maybe wanted to know how to do this. It's basically either you're bringing out the white light in the edit, or you're bringing out the color, or you're bringing out both. And you're able to do that with the Sapphire plugin. So the edge rays just brings out the white light when it comes to rays, but the normal S rays brings out the color with the light. You can easily tell the difference in between the rays here. Now, when I'm editing rays, I usually take down the brightness and I up the extrusion of the rays, because I want that light to be projecting as far as it can without, you know, blinding the person that's watching the edit. I try not to blind anybody or cause seizures with my edits. Sometimes I need to put a warning in there, but I don't be doing it. Next time I'll do it. But look, my color correction, I'd say, is definitely not the hardest part of the edit. It's trying to get the texture correct. That's the hardest part and most time consuming, while also trying to do that with transitions to make it all flow together. The color correction is like what I first do to a clip. What I mean by that is, when I drag a clip and I get it cut up and I'm ready to add the transitions and stuff, the first thing I'll do is the color correction, because it's the easiest. I just throw the Vibrance on there and the S Glow and rays, and then I pre-compose it, and then I add my transition. So my color correction is the most simple part of the edit. It takes the least amount of time to do on my clips, and sometimes I enjoy color correcting. You know, I might play around with it sometimes just to get a different effect on these clips, but my color correction process is very, very simple. I don't do a bunch of crazy stuff. I don't think that's necessary. Most of my work is within my transitions. So hopefully this tutorial was helpful. Hopefully you guys are able to take away some knowledge from this. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. Maybe you'll enjoy the different sapphire. Dude, there's so much. I didn't even cover any of this, but I'm pretty basic when it comes to color correction, as you can see. I don't do a whole lot of different stuff, but with these plugins, the Sapphire plugins and the Universe plugins and all that type of stuff, you can do so much color correction with these plugins. It's insane. So don't let this video be the one that just be like, oh, I'm gonna do this and that's it. You can totally explore with these plugins and see what they have to offer, man. They're totally in depth and you can do a bunch of crazy stuff. It's wild. I'll get around to learning it eventually, but right now I'm just trying to produce the content. Okay, I'll upgrade and do some more stuff in the future, but hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Hopefully it helped you in some way. I might do some more tutorials as far as transitions and all that. If you want to see that, let me know down in the comments and I will get on that stuff. But look, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Look, man, we're getting super close to 1K. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we're pushing there close, so I'm gonna keep the content rolling as quickly as I can while also trying to prepare for hitting 1K, because I want to make a nice little video for that as well. But look, please leave a like and subscribe if you guys did enjoy it, man. We're on the road to 1K, and I will see you guys in the next video that I make. Thanks for watching.